There you go. But that takes away the whole pressed ham effect.
True. But then you can get your ass outside of the car, and that really, I think, puts a because then you get the slap in there. That's how I usually do the mooning. Wait, here's a story about mooning. Okay, so I went to school at Scott Community College for auto mechanics, and we had to drive down every day. And there was this kid that went to school with us, and he was from Comanche, and so the one day we're going through Comanche, we had to pick up this little D-bag that we went to school with. And he'll never watch, so he's a douche. But, and because he, lost his license, we had to pick him up every day. It was such a pain. So we got behind this kid, and we had been watching all the CKY videos, and I'm like, dude, I got this idea. I'm like, we're going to pass Marty, and I'm going to moon him at 65. This is going to be great. And my buddy Matt's like, great. Matt from...
Yeah, I remember.
He's like, let's do this. So I'm in the front...
I'm surprised he has that much energy in your story.
He's like, let's do this. So I'm, in the front seat of his Isuzu.
Matt Paul?
Yeah. Powell.
Oh, wait,
Powell. I thought you said Paul.
No. Because I know
No, Sarah Powell.
Yeah, I know Matt
Sarah
Paul,
Powell.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, Powell.
So,
go on.
I'm like, okay, we gotta get ready for this because we don't know when we're gonna get through the pass. So I'm gonna drop my pants now. So I have my bare ass is on the seat, and we're sitting there going down. I'm like, okay, we're gonna get behind him. Problem is, we hit Princeton. He pulls off into a gas station. We're like, oh! So we're behind a truck, and there's an old lady in front of us. And we're like, okay, I'm gonna moon somebody today. This is gonna happen. And so the truck pulls off. Or I guess the truck was in front of this other lady, and he turned off, and he got ridiculously slow to turn, and so she kind of went around him, and then we did nothing wrong, and then I was gonna moon him, but I thought I better not.
Yeah,
and then we went around the lady. No, it was like a pickup.
I got my.
It was a pickup. Well, then we went around this lady.
CB and yeah, look out for this guy.
Get the probe ready. No, but
we make sure you're paying attention with these asses.
Get him in the gas station bathroom. But so we
make a quick stop real quick.
And it's not we're really speeding at all, but we pass her. And I look over, and she's starting to dial her phone, and I have this weird cop sense. I'm like, I think she's calling the cops on us. I'm like, that's weird. So we go through Leclerc.
That's weird. Oh well.
So we at the edge of Leclerc, there's a cop sitting at the edge of town, and I'm like, oh, this is us. Pants still down. Also, to add to the story, I'm drinking a huge blue Slurpee. This is gonna come in later. So cop gets behind us, and we're like, oh. Cop about half mile in the road, flips his lights on, pulls over. At this point, I'm promptly trying to pull my pants back up. I'm doing this the cop gets on there.
Dude, you probably thought you were showing me your ass.
No, so then I'm sitting there, and I'm really thinking somehow this lady, because I think we tried to moon the pickup truck, so she might have seen us try and moon that. I tried to, but it just didn't work out right. So I'm like, oh god, I think if she saw that, I could get some stuff. So I'm kind of waiting. I'm like, crap. So the cop comes up and he goes, well, I got to call in. And he was like, you weren't speeding when you passed me, so I'll just, call your plates and everything will be fine. Cop goes back. Cop's also wearing a polo and just a gun. I'm like, this isn't a legit uniform, Leclerc, Iowa. They get a polo. They don't get a full-on, I'm a badass cop. It's I'm just a polo-wearing, gun-carrying cop. I don't think it was legit.
I think it's weird that they actually, have part-time cops.
No, I got pulled over in Forreston, but looked like Paul Blart. Looked like at the polo. He didn't even have a gun.
You didn't have a gun? Go! Just go, buddy! You don't got a gun. There's nothing to stop him.
See, that time it couldn't afford the insurance to give him a gun. So
oh yeah.
Budget cuts.
Yeah.
Give me the 9. Oh. What do I get instead? Here's some coins to call the real cops. Oh.
Now here's a slingshot. You can kind of throw it.
David and Goliath.
But okay, so the cop comes back into the car. And I'm sitting there drinking super. I'm still super nervous. Man, this is gonna. Man, it's so nice. The cop looks over at me, and my lips are completely blue from drinking the Slurpee. And he goes, "Man, you got some blue lips, man." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's nice." And the cop's like, "It just looks weird. They're all blue like that from the Slurpee." And I'm like, ah! Are you gonna ask me to get out of the car and hand check me or something? That was so weird. And he's like, "We'll see you guys later." And I'm like, I just threw the Slurpee out the car as soon as the cop was gone. But
and then he pulls you over.
Yeah, it was almost my first indecent exposure. Which I
might be in a polo, but I saw that.
But no, at that point we were in Bettendorf, so they didn't care. But
man, speaking of cops, dude. Last week, right before the podcast, we got pulled over, and
who's we?
Me, Justine, and at that point we had pulled over Nick. And
you had pulled over someone else, and you got pulled over?
Story because it was pretty funny. What?
Yeah, they were in the car.
Oh, it was like you had pulled over someone.
I was driving home, and
you don't really drive like that, right?
No, I was driving like that.
That's why you got
all over the
Three in
road.
the morning.
Well, I was
It's like shit. There's no cops out here now, right?
I was driving through Clinton, and then a cop pulls next to us, and like I guess looks over at Justine, and then he goes right, and she's like, "That cop just gave me a dirty look." And I was like,
John, what do you want me to do? Beat his ass?
Yeah, I know. I was like, okay. Well, there's another cop behind us, so there's nothing really I can do about it. And she's like, oh, is there really? And then at this point, Justine just decides to start messing with me. She's like, oh, I'm gonna get you pulled over. I'm gonna get you pulled over. And so like she kept like looking back and acting like she was doing something, and acting all suspicious and whatnot. And of course, the cop like gets really on my ass, and then ends up pulling us over. And we get pulled over, and like the cop comes up to us, and he asks, he's like, you know why I pulled you over? I was like, no. He's like, well, your license plates are out of date or whatever. So I was like, oh yeah, I was gonna get those changed. He's like, well, just checking. You guys haven't been drinking or anything? I was like, no, officer. And he's like, oh, you guys don't have anything illegal in the car, do you? And I was like,
Justine probably.
Oh, maybe this gun here. Oh.
No, wait. Okay,
Nick didn't have his gun on him, did he?
No.
Jesus Christ. I'm being serious.
Yeah.
I'm being serious.
Wait. Okay, I say no, and he's like, all right, well, I was going to take your driver's license, I'm running through your IDs through the system or whatever, and he goes out, and first thing out of Nick's mouth, he's like, yeah, except for these guns.
Oh, dude! I would have paid him like $50 to be like, officer, got these guns right here. There's a gun show over there, though. You might want to check it out. We got pulled over once with no,
Can't you just see Nick doing something?
I'm getting a brain fart on his name. The lead singer of Josiah's project.
Coverdale.
Yeah,
Jacob.
He was
So
supposed to be here.
it was
today,
Jake?
Actually.
It was, Matt, me, and Jake, and we're driving Matt's Cadillac, which is like, please get pulled over now car, because it's a Cadillac. We're cruising it, and it was like me in the front seat, and we got pulled over by a state cop, which is always like, ready, just like, the dildo's ready to go up your ass, because that's all that's gonna happen. You're like,
No lube, bitch.
I'm gonna get, no lube! Just, and so, the guy pulls us over, and we're like, sitting there, and we had a paint stick in the back seat, which for all of you of age people is a pressurized beer bong if you use it right. I'll explain that in another podcast. Well, we had it back there because it was one of our buddies who we now inherited it, and so it didn't smell like anything, or we hadn't been drinking or nothing, and pulled us over, and he looks.
No drinking podcast, right?
Yeah, this is a no drinking. Like I said, we were underage. It was not ours. It was a friend's. But he's like, no, it really wasn't ours. It's still not, but it's somehow at our house.
And that's what the cop
Yeah, that's like
was
the cop who got caught with what was it? Cocaine stuffed up his ass, and then like they found it, and he's like, "Oh, well, that's not mine."
My buddy stuffed it up there last week.
He literally said it. He's like, "That's not mine."
He's like, wait, hold on. My ass?
Wait, are you sure it was mine?
You want to check again?
Please check again.
And it, like that marijuana that fell out of my jacket. Yeah, that's mine. But no.
Like, yeah, you got me on like 5 pounds of marijuana, but cocaine? Hold up a second.
I got a big bale of it in the back of the truck, but the cocaine, I'm not into that. No,
I would admit if I were to do something.
I would admit that. I'm not that drunk.
Yeah. So the cop's like, he's like, I think it was for like a license plate light being out or something, and he's like, of course, as they all do, they take like all of our IDs, and the one cop, he looks in the back seat, he's like, what's that? And we're like, a paint stick? And he's like, what's that for? And we're like, painting. like just like matter of fact, like, painting. And the cop like gave us this look, and we're like, what? It's legit purpose is painting. And he goes back, and then the weirdest part was there's like 2 cops, and again, one was wearing a polo. I always have weird situations with a polo cop. And the other one was fully dressed. And he looks at me and Jake.
Wait, are you saying the other one was just wearing a polo?
I didn't see his legs.
I'm just wondering.
I don't know. But he looks at like
the cops
me
are
and
looking
Jake.
at you like you've been doing something.
He looks at me and Jake, and he's like, oh yeah, and you guys must have wrestled for the front seat, because like I'm bigger than Jake, obviously, and I was in the front seat, and I was like, do you want to watch us wrestle, cop, or something? Are you weird?
The polo cop's like, I'm ready.
I'm ready. Let's add some lotion to this. Let's make it interesting.
We got this little pin in the back of the car. Open the
Well,
trunk.
it's a Cadillac. It's got the room.
You can put like 5 bodies back there. Not saying we ever did.
And a couple suitcases full of
Yes.
cocaine. It's not the ass no more.
It's up the ass of the car though. Yeah.
Anyways,
I think that was the end
that
of
was
the
it.
story.
That was
I
it.
think that was the
Oh,
last of the cop story.
just the wrestling part.
Yeah, mud wrestling.
Mud
Me
wrestling,
and Jake and
Mud wrestling.
it ended very.
I thought it was just wrestling.
Yeah, I always add mud to my wrestling. It just it makes it easier.
Okay, you shouldn't add it to your.
You seen that scene in Stripes?
What?
You
Yeah.
seen the movie Stripes?
No, he's never seen it.
I've never seen.
I've
that.
seen like bits and pieces of it.
Rent it, watch it. It's like the first. It's one of the first big movies that like Bill Murray did and John Candy, and there's like almost all the
Like I
people
know
are in
Bill
it.
Murray's in it, but I just never
Yeah, it's
watched
really
it.
it's
Yeah,
like
because Poppy about it, and he
yeah.
loves that movie.
it's
but we've
really
never seen
good. It's a really good movie. Like it's one of those. It would have been like the American Pie of like that generation,
Mhm.
like just a goofball funny movie like that.
Mhm.
But almost all
I
the
didn't think-
actors. that
Wait,
were
what year
honestly-
did it come out?
like in the 70s.
Yeah, 70s. Had to
Yeah.
be.
Honestly,
Really?
I don't think that American Pie, the first one, is that great a movie. The second one's pretty funny.
Yeah.
The second one I really like, but
I don't really remember.
first one ain't that great.
I think I've only seen the third one. Really.
I think it was just because like a lot of people were like, "Oh my gosh, you haven't really seen this kind of stuff in a while."
Yeah.
And so people
Yeah.
were like, "We're freaking out about it," but overall, it's not that great of a movie.
Yeah.
Kind of like our podcast. To be
Our
honest,
podcast
the
is
past
American
couple
Pie.
podcasts.
A podcast.
Well, first one
It's like nothing
maybe
they've ever seen
maybe
before. They're
maybe
like,
not
whoa,
that great,
hold
Yeah.
on a second.
but we're getting better.
There we are.
Speaking of which, anybody who might be watching this, if you want to start making comments or just kind of give us a little feedback about how
Positive
we're doing.
feedback. We don't want negative feedback. It hurts us.
No, negative works too because it helps.
It's constructive
So
criticism.
yeah,
Yeah.
so far
We know who to punch.
people have been talking to me and telling me what they
I don't
want.
know, I'm kind of
more out
incapable of making progression at anything.
This is all you're gonna get out of
That's okay.
Yeah.
I'll do most of the work.
Everything you see, that's what you get. Can't really help you if
and
you want
we'll just work around what you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'll just sit here
it's-
every time then.
It's
do
all
my own
it's
thing.
all good. It's all good.
If I can think of any other stories.
We got a lot of cool ideas coming up. If we can get people to actually cooperate and show up. Jake Coverdale.
Jake.
Yes.
Gonna hunt
But-
tonight. Gonna Cadillac drive.
Oh, never mind. I'll talk to you about that later. But yeah, we got a lot of cool ideas about what we want to do.
Couple location changes.
Couple of location changes, mix it up a
We
little.
could do it
mix
at my house sometime.
Yeah, we could do that. We're planning on also doing it at the ice cream shop.
Ice cream
Maybe
shop,
the
yeah.
next one.
Yeah.
If we can do it during the day.
Particularly when Jackie's.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
Jackie's working there.
Jackie would be awesome.
Oh.
She was like,
You should know her.
I think she was like a year younger than me. I didn't really pay attention much in high school. I mostly was just trying to get out
You
of
should have paid attention to Jackie Coupe.
Yeah.
Did I-
She was
wait, I remember
awesome.
her. What was she? Was she like in band or anything?
Yeah, she was. She hung out
I was in
with
drumline, so we didn't care about anyone else.
Cat Martin.
Sorry. Oh yeah, no, yeah, no, down you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't remember people's names very much from high school. It's been like 5 years since I was back in there.
Yeah, but we got.
crazy things. I broke my
Well, at
leg
least I don't know about Sterling, but I've got a couple ideas for different sketches that we could probably do. Musically, we can probably get people on the podcast. I've talked with Kate about making a live comic to be able to go with some of our stories. Different ways. I want to do different ways to be able to tell these stories rather than just us speaking them. Maybe do reenactments for some of this stuff.
I'm not gonna drink piss.
Oh
man!
I had a fresh load.
But Kyle is very willing to moon other people.
Oh, for
For
sure.
reenact-
We
for
could make
reenact-
this if we have like a. Because I think one of my roommates does have a smaller camera. We could do.
Yeah, I was actually gonna ask.
I mean,
you
I
if we
wouldn't
could
saw the
start- 'cause I
Jackass
saw the
3D
camera
movie,
in
which
your
I
room,
would
maybe we can
recommend
start
if
using
anyone
that.
hasn't
Got a
seen it yet.
camera?
Yeah, it's on your. It's on
Have you
the
guys seen
fridge.
Jackass
It's right on the
3D yet?
fridge.
Yeah.
Is that mini
but-
fridge?
Yeah.
Hold on, wait for this.
Are you
I
sure?
would.
Yeah, it's
see
on
it.
there. It doesn't have any batteries in it, but yeah.
Why were you okay? First of all, why were you in my room? Second of all, how do you know
This
it
is
has
what
no
I wanted
batteries?
to talk to you about
It was
later.
Oh, okay.
All right. He was just making the comment of Jackass 3D. You saw.
Yeah, cause my drawer was open.
You
did
what were
go
you
in
in
my
his
room.
drawer?
I didn't take anything.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, but my drawer was
This
open.
is gonna be
Sorry.
getting awkward now.
I do remember that.
Uh,
Okay.
All right, do we want to
Yeah,
talk
we
about
do need
Jackass?
to
I think we
Yeah.
do need to talk about Jackass.
All right, well,
3D.
let's
All right,
get-
But
let's
I
go to
gotta,
the other one.
but I gotta go.
All right, well, I'll catch up with you later then.
Okay.
All right, say goodbye to
Goodbye, world.
little Andrew. We'll come right back.
Jesus